Okay, let's check in on the playoffs, Brad, while I keep one eye in the boogie down. Currently, the New York Yankees lead in the American League East. They're a game and a half up on Baltimore. Baltimore does not play today. They are traveling. And the Yankees are in game one versus the Red Sox right now. The Red Sox are only 4 games out of the wild card conversation. That's not enough to count them out, especially if they put up a good show in the Bronx.
Right. And we'll get to the wild card in a little bit.
Yeah.
4 games in the wild card right now. It's I don't know. It's tough. But like I said, we'll get there. The Central, I feel like Cleveland pretty much has it wrapped, right? Like, is that what that feels like to you?
No,
Kansas City's 4.5 back. They're 5. Kansas City's 5-5 in their last 10. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I watched them play against the Yankees this last 3 games, and I just thought, oh no, like, like this is a very good baseball team.
It is. It is a very good team, and that's what I've been saying. I've been saying it all year. But at the same time, though, like, are they falling off the last 2 weeks of the season?
No, they are not. But
You don't think so?
Is Cleveland that much better? Yeah, probably. I would want to see who Cleveland faces over the next 2 weeks before I made any definitive
Let me see what I can find out
statements. But it certainly doesn't feel out of reach. But
let's see. What's today? Today's the 12th. So they have the Rays this weekend through Sunday.
Okay. Easy.
So today through Sunday. Okay. The Twins for 4 games. That's going to be a big deal. And then the Cards.
That'll be a big deal.
And then a couple against the Reds.
Don't sleep on the Cards right now.
No, and then they're going to end the season against the Astros. So that could be a problem, potentially.
Yeah.
Really for both.
I'm telling you, I don't think Kansas City is all the way out of the division conversation. I just don't think so.
They have. Let's see who
they have. Because they've got a plus 95 run differential. The Cleveland's baseball club is at plus 79. I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
Okay, so here's this. Kansas City they're off today, but this weekend they're playing the Pirates. And then they have the Tigers, who, by the way,
scorching hot.
But they're really wishing they had Jack Flaherty right now. And then the Giants, the Nats, and then they end the season against the Braves.
Well, I would take. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's tough. I'd probably take Kansas City's schedule right now.
I would, but I think making it 4.5 games in that with those schedules, I think is going to be too much. I think
you're probably right. You know? I'm not all the way convinced. Talk to me about it next week. I'll let you know how I feel.
Okay.
It'll be wrapped up by next week.
But not today.
Yeah. Yeah. In the AL West, Houston is up 4 games on top of Seattle. That's insurmountable.
So I don't know because they play each other coming up.
Well, that's true.
And as of right now, the Mariners own the season series. They're winning the season series. So Houston coming up, they have the Angels this weekend, and then they have the Padres in San Diego.
Ooh.
And then they have the Angels again for 4, and then Seattle for 3, and then end the season in Cleveland. So then the Mariners, their schedule says Texas this weekend, the Yankees in Seattle.
Yep.
At Texas. At Houston. At home against Oakland.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Brad.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I mean, I buried them already and said they're not going to make the playoffs at all. But they've shown over the last week, they've shown some flashes that it's like they could beat anybody. Like they took it to the Cards last week.
Right.
I know, not a great team. But 7 games against Texas, who's kind of reeling right now. Kind of reeling. Yeah. They don't have Corey Seager the rest of the time, and he's a Mariner killer. So if you don't have him, what do you do?
That helps.
The Yankees, Brig, they're so flawed.
I
I
know.
wouldn't have any confidence in that team from day to day.
I don't.
Although I do think Judge and Soto are going to tear up the Mariners bullpen when it comes to it.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But you're right about being flawed.
And
Speaking of
then
flawed,
Houston, that game's going to be that's going to be a title bout, or that
yeah.
series is going to be a title bout. And then then the end of the season, Oakland at home. If you need those games, I think they'll be okay. I think this is the thing that I think is what's going to happen is I think that the division is going to come down to fewer than 4 games. Even if the Astros win it, I don't think it'll be more than 2. You know, so I don't know. I think they have a chance to make up some ground here over the next couple weeks, over the next even week before they play each other, and I think that there's a really good chance that it could be favorable for the Mariners. Brig, I think you're frozen, so I'm going to go over to the NL East real quick. The Phillies are 30 games over 500. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They are 8 games up in the division. Sorry, Mets, no chance. It's not going to happen. I'm going to text you, Brig, because I don't know if you know. There we go. Let's do that. Because my background doesn't cover the entire background. Anyway, so when Brig gets back, we'll fix it. But anyway, the NL East, the Mets are in second place. And they've surpassed the Braves. Okay, and we'll get to that when we get to the wild card in just a minute. But the East is the Phillies. It's basically wrapped up. Let's move on to the Central. Same thing with the Brewers. The Brewers have wrapped that division up. The Cubs they're too far out of everything. Same thing with the Cards. They're not going to be able to make up enough ground. The NL West, the Dodgers are back up 5 games on the Diamondbacks, 5.5 on the Padres. I don't think that's they got close, right? They got close there for a few days and then just couldn't get over the hump. So I think the closest the Diamondbacks get might be 4 games at some point, might get within 3 again, but no closer than that. This division is the Dodgers right now. They've basically got it wrapped the rest of the way. Let's look at the wild card while we wait for Brig. Okay, so got your division leaders, like we said, Cleveland, Yankees, and Astros. The wild card, you've got the Orioles are 4.5 up. I don't think that they're going to lose so many games that they're going to lose that spot. They've got that wrapped up. The Royals are up 1.5. The Twins are your line. They're at 0. Okay. And then behind that, you got the Tigers. What the heck? Where'd the Tigers come from? They're selling at the trade deadline. They trade Jack Flaherty. They demote Spencer Torkelson, which may have been addition by subtraction. I don't know. But man, the Tigers coming out of nowhere, and they're 3.5 back of the Twins, who are 4-6 in their last 10. That's insane. And then you've got Boston and Seattle are both 4 games back. I just think this is tough. The Mariners are 5-5 in their last 10. The Red Sox are 4-6 in their last 10. I don't think the Red Sox are going to win enough games this weekend against the Yankees to make up significant ground. And it seems like on a day that the Twins win, the Royals lose. On a day that the Royals win, the Twins lose. I don't think that any of those 3 teams are going to be able to make up any significant ground. I know 3.5, 4 games is not that much, but when you've got to rely on when you got to rely on kind of basically 2 teams to lose, I don't think that it's going to happen for them. So I've been saying all season that for the Mariners, it's division or bust, and I think that's the case. I think the Red Sox are too far back anywhere. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think the Tigers are going to be able to sustain where they're at to make enough of a run to make it. But man, what a heck of a run to the end of the season, right? For the Tigers. Crazy. Just crazy. Briggs back. There he is.
Barely. What up, yo?
Fix your mic. I don't think you have your mic set right.
No, it's not. It's because I'm on my friggin' phone. Hold on.
Okay. All right. You're good then. You're good then. We'll roll. Okay. We're on to the National League wild card right now because the National League divisions are basically wrapped. There's no sense. The Phillies, Dodgers, and Brewers, they're up so much in their division that there's nobody going to catch them. But
Yeah, I agree.
the NL wild card is fascinating with 4 teams, right? We've got the
Yeah.
Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Mets, and the Braves are all within 3 games of each other.
It's true.
So the Diamondbacks are up 2, the Padres are up 1.5. The Mets have taken over the line. They're the bottom line. Hold the line.
Hold the line.
No, NL wild card, and the Braves are just a game back. So do you think the Braves will be able to catch the Mets again and get back into that wild card, or do you think the Mets own that spot now?
I think they own it.
I think
That's
so
what
too.
I think. I don't think they're going to get got, but I'm not sure how confident I am in their playoff longevity.
Oh yeah, no, I'm zero confidence in that. I mean, come on now. Let's look at who they'd have to play. But this
Right.
is my thing with this is that the Braves, it's more about the Braves than it is about the Mets. With the Mets holding that spot, right? Because I've said it before. I said it a couple weeks ago that I think that there are too many dents in that armor for the Braves that they're just not going to be able to overcome it anymore. You can only overcome so many injuries.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Everybody
agree.
has injuries, but some teams get bitten by the bug more than others, and if you just can't overcome them all. So, and it's fine.
You're
It
right.
happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just chalk it up to a bad year. So, and then with the AL wild card, Brig, I said that. So you've got the Twins of the line. Tigers are 3.5 back. Red Sox and Mariners are 4. I think that number is too big for those 3 teams. I think that it's going to be the Orioles, Royals, and Twins in the wild card.
Orioles, Royals, and Twins. Yeah.
Yeah, Orioles are
I
up
can
4.5.
see that.
Nobody's catching them.
No. No.
The Royals are 1.5 up, and I think that's just enough because the one thing I was saying, and I've kind of noticed since I've really started tracking the wild card like really close since the Mariners got close-ish, is that the Royals and Twins basically win and lose every other day.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not gonna catch that unless you go on a hot streak, and I don't see that happening.
And they got a slump too. Right, it's just exactly the wrong time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I think that the wild card is pretty much locked up. But man, if the Tigers were to catch them, though, could you imagine?
That'd be so awesome. Just for the sake of throwing the dice, right?
Oh, I know. Just for the sake of chaos, because that's one thing that I love. Like, I love to follow my team, but man, if there's chaos, I am absolutely here for it.
Big fan.
Agent of sports chaos. Okay,
especially if your team's not in it, then you just want to see chaos.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I cheer for chaos in college football, because I don't have a team.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I don't have a team either in college football. They play, but I don't know if I have a team. They field one.
I consider myself a college football atheist. There's no team.
That's awesome.
There's no team for me.